money in the worst case, they just to avoid default, right? Well, what's the other part of the war is? That's the hyperinflation. That's what the South American countries suffered like in the 60s and 70s. So in order to avoid that kind of situation, the government had to say, sorry, we cannot repay. Okay? If you are worried about that situation, what do you do? Well, our risk-free rate is the country's treasury rate minus the default spread for the government. Okay? Now the default spread for the government is typically US dollar denominated sovereign bond rate issued by the government minus the US treasury rate. Totally called as a long word. So what do you mean by that? Well, taking Korean government for example, okay? Korean government goes to US market, American exchange, and then they issue Korean government bond. We call it Yankee bond because that's issued traded in the US market, Yankee bond. And then, because Korean government has default risk, okay, the Korean government's dollar-denominated bonds interest rate will be higher than U.S. risk-free rate for the equal maturity. Okay, it will be higher, and the difference between these two is what we call the default spread of Korea. Okay? Once you figure out the default spread, then subtract this guy from Korean won denominated risk-free rate to get to a risk-free rate of Korea in won terms. Okay? At this stage, even though these are US currency and this is won currency, we are getting a little bit sloppy. Okay? And then just use this difference as a default spread for our currency. Okay. Key idea is well captured by this one already. So the idea over here is that even though it is there is a government bond interest rate in Korea denominated in won, it's not completely risk-free. So subtract the default spread for Korean government to get to the true risk-free rate of Korea. That default spread refer to what is traded in the US market. Okay? So that's the key idea. Now, how am I doing on time? Right, 3 minutes left. Risk-free rate in US Treasury. All these things we will discuss on Wednesday. So you can turn off. But I have one question